What is going on, guys? In today's video, I will show you the best Penance brand of Dissipation build in Path of Exile 3.26. So here is why you'd wanna play it. It's super smooth for mapping and feels great to play. Once it's even a little bit optimized, we'll use Penance brand to stack energy on the enemies, which then explodes in the waves of damage. That is super satisfying and scales incredibly into the endgame. As a Hierophant, you get Mind over Matter, that is a great mana sustain, and the extra brand utility, which means more uptime and more mobility. We'll also use Eldritch Battery to reserve powerful auras like the Zealotry and the Discipline. So overall, this is a tanky caster that clears fast, has decent bossing, and just feels mechanically very fun to play. If you are looking for this build's path of building, then click my link in the description. And before we continue, thanks to U4GM, they are a pro website that provides PoE boosting, items and even currency with a cheap price and fast delivery. They have over 17,000 positive comments, and this website is really worth a try. So make sure to use my discount code KADE for extra 6% off. Let's start with an overview. The Penance brand of Dissipation is a dynamic caster build that focuses on damage over time explosions and the brand mechanics for high clear speed and satisfying gameplay. At its core, the Penance brand will attach to enemies, building up the stored energy that releases in powerful pulses, making it ideal for clearing packs and dealing with bosses through the sustained damage. As a Hierophant, the build takes the full advantage of the mana and the energy shield synergy through the Mind over Matter and the Eldritch Battery, by allowing you to reserve key auras like the Zealotry, Discipline and the Clarity for both offense and defense. The brand recall will play a huge role in keeping your damage mobile and consistent, which lets you reposition while your bands do the work. The playstyle is fast and strategic, so you place brands, then move and then recall to keep enemies under consistent pressure. Our build pros include strong survivability, great scaling with gear, excellent mapping speed, and solid boss potential once fully built. It's also flexible with the room for utility like the Curse on hit or the Shock proliferation. However, it does have some downsides. It's gear reliant to feel truly powerful. Then leveling with a Penance brand can be awkward early on, and it is not the most beginner friendly due to the managing brand recall and positioning. But still, once mastered, this build is deeply rewarding and super powerful. So now let's talk about our leveling. As I've mentioned, leveling can feel a bit awkward early on, but it becomes smoother with the right approach. You won't be using the Penance brand right out of the gate, as it comes only online at about level 28, and even then it takes time for it to feel strong. Early leveling is best done with the spells like the Stormblast Mine, Arc or the Holy Flame Totem, which will offer solid damage and a smooth progression. However, once you unlocked the Penance brand, then you can start then slotting in support gems like Increased Duration and the Swift brand to begin scaling its damage, though the clear speed is still limited until you can apply the brand recall and have enough enemies to maintain uptime. Mana and survivability can be a concern early, so grabbing mana regeneration nodes and using the Clarity helps. Then at around Act 6 and beyond, once you start to get access to key gear like the Call of the Brotherhood for conversion, then even Eldritch Battery and also Ascendancy nodes that boost the brand effectiveness, then the build really starts to take off. Transitioning into the full build will happen naturally by early maps. If you rush the brand recall, Mind over Matter and enough cast speed, then leveling becomes much more fluid. Overall, this is not the fastest or the smoothest leveler, but it starts getting super OP in the late campaign. Next up, when it comes to Ascendancy setup, first you want to take the Conviction of the Power, which grants reliable power and endurance charges, by improving both survivability and defense. Then second, Arcane Blessing will ensure permanent Arcane Surge, by providing consistent spell damage and the mana regeneration. Then next, Illuminated Devotion will add cast speed and elemental penetration, while Arcane Surge is active, which will make your spells hit harder. And lastly, the Sign of the Purpose will greatly enchant your brand mechanics by improving attachment and detachment speed, as well as boosting the brand recall, which will keep your damage uptime super high and gameplay fun. These choices will synergize perfectly with the build's reliance on sustained spellcasting, mobility and the energy shield layering, by making the Ascendancy setup a key part. It allows you to maintain high uptime on your brands while weaving in powerful utility through the auras and the movement. The Ascendancies will help to support both offense and defense, enabling you to clear fast while staying super safe. Then for passive skill tree, this setup is focused on maximizing energy shield, mana scaling and the brand efficiency, while incorporating key defensive layers. The tree will heavily invest into the Templar, Witch and the Shadow sections, by taking notable nodes like the brand equity and the Holy Conquest to improve the brand duration, recall effectiveness, and the overall output. We also want to put a strong emphasis on the mana through the clusters like the Deep Thoughts and the Arcane Will, which will synergize with the Hierophant's Ascendancy for the Mind over Matter and the Eldritch Battery. We also want to stack a lot of intelligence, which will boost both energy shield and scaling for the brand spell damage. Then defensively, the build takes notes for the maximum resistance and suppression, while also leveraging the high energy shield regeneration and the mana sustain. The key energy shield nodes near the Witch will start along the Prodigal Perfection and the Ascent Surge by giving the build a substantial effective life pull. We also want to spend points to get to the Javel socket near the top right, where we can use an enhancing rare or cluster Javel. Overall, this tree is balanced between the offensive power and the layered defenses. It's designed for high uptime on the brands with mobility through the brand call, and sustain through the hybrid defenses. Next up, when it comes to the skill gems, the main skill setup will use the Penance brand of Dissipation with the Awaken Control Destruction, Physical to Lightning Arcane Surge, Awaken Lightning Penetration, Concentrated Effect and a Punishment. This maximizes lightning damage through the conversion, penetration and the burst boost by providing reliable damage over time with good control. Then for movement, Frost Blink combined with the Shield Charge and the faster attacks will enable fast, shielded repositioning and improving survivability and the offensive pressure. Then the Val Molten Shell with more duration and automation will increase the defensive uptime and activate automatically by enhancing survivability without the manual input. Then Wrath linked with the Tempest Shield, Vitality and Determination will boost elemental damage and add Electric Shield by improving the life regen and increase armor, as well as balancing offense and defenses. Then the Zealotry paired with the Guardian's Blessing, Raise Spectre and the Meat Shield will boost spell damage. Overall, I made this setup to optimize damage, mobility and defenses, and also to make sure we have a strong offense while maintaining survivability and the flexibility in the combat. We are equipped with a well-optimized mix of rare and unique gear that prioritizes energy shield, mana sustain and the elemental resistances, while enhancing brand mechanics and survivability. For the weapon, we use a Royal Scepter that provides increased spell damage, mana regeneration, and the brand-specific modifiers. Then we pair it with the Dawnbreaker Shield, which adds a solid defensive layering through the armor and the elemental resistant boosts. Then the chest is a rare Sacred Chainmail with very strong energy shield and armor, and also contributing to the hybrid defensive setup. Then gloves and boots are crafted with the Vyrm scale bases by offering resistances and the movement speed, and also to help maintain a map mobility. Then the amulet called the Eternal Struggle will provide elemental penetration and stat scaling, and also works as an excellent offensive piece for the spellcasters. Then we use 2 Amethyst Rings to bolster our chaos resistance and also the life and mana. Then our Stygian Vice belt will support a Hypnotic Eye Javel and also enhance energy shield recovery and resistances. Then for Javels we want to go with something like the Watcher's Eye, which is very valuable for energy or the mana interactions. And then also we get several medium and large clusters like the Eagle Ruin and the Vivid Spark, which will improve the brand damage and recovery. Next up we have Mercenaries. You'll want to focus on both enhancing your overall damage and maximizing utility through the powerful curses and the auras. The ideal companion is a Fallen Reverend Mercenary with a strength and intelligence scaling, so prioritize one that can use the Zealotry for the added spell damage and critical chance, and then the Battle Mage's Cry for occasional surges in the critical strike potential. This combination will help you push through your damage output significantly during key moments. Then as well, don't forget that equipping your mercenary properly is just as important, so items like the Crown of the Tyrant will boost elemental damage, while gloves that apply elemental weakness will further amplify your offensive capabilities. Then the ring should provide curse support, so get one with the Dodgery's Damning to enable multiple curses, and then another one from the Delve with flammability on a hit. And now last but not least we have the gameplay, which is fast-paced, strategic and satisfying once fully built. You want to apply Penance brand to enemies, which begins to store energy in the pulses before erupting in a powerful AoE explosion. This makes it perfect for clearing dense packs, as the more enemies you hit, the faster and harder the pulses explode. The build also revolves around placing and recalling the brands by using the brand recall, which lets you keep your damage uptime high while allowing you to stay mobile and dodge mechanics. Then your brands are consistently retouching and detonating, letting you control the space effectively and kill enemies even while repositioning. With the Hierophant's Ascendancy, you will benefit from the permanent Arcane Surge, with easy power and endurance charges, and greatly enhanced with the brand utility through the Sin of the Purpose. Then Eldritch Battery and the Mind Over Matter will let you reserve multiple powerful auras while converting Energy Shield into a secondary mana pool that boosts both survivability and the casting power. Offensively, you will scale Elemental Penetration, cast speed and the brand effect via the Javel's gear and the passive tree investment. And then defensively, we are tanking hits thanks to the high energy shield, layered resistances and suppression. Overall, the build excels in mapping and can handle bosses reliably with proper play. Positioning, timing the brand recall, and managing your flasks are key to maximizing both survivability and the DPS output. So let me know what you think about this build in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, then you definitely don't want to miss my previous top 10 best builds video, where I showed even more powerful builds. So click the screen now and I'll see you in the next one.